know, trying to buy you see one quad all my people want, man. But I am in another session. You probably know how crazy that is. We didn't even press play from this. It was like, yo, actually.
Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
I'm not.
Don't go anywhere.
I'm not. I'm sitting on my
Don't
back.
go anywhere.
Break it down, watch your head. 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 So yes,
my guy, welcome.
Thank you. I said welcome. I've been in the crib the whole day, fam. Alright, yeah. So today, what's the topic, my guy?
So was at work.
Bro, say that with your chest, fam.
Remember I said it with my chest. What do you mean say it with my chest?
Fam, the CCTV is there, fam. We'll just wheel it off again.
Nah, man. We're not wheeling it. Everybody heard the thing. They don't want to hear me shouting in the mic right now, but yeah. What we're going to be talking about right now is cells at work. Now, this is an anime based on, basically, it's in the title, cells, living organisms within our body working. Wow.
Crazy.
It is crazy.
It's basically a depiction of biological circumstances and situations that occur in our body and the way the cells obviously interact, the reactions that take place and like how things such as flu or having an infection or food poisoning is basically like an animation to show what really happens within these situations and
how our body deals with it, what cells come to help out and what cells are the ones that help, like red blood cells, white blood cells, what they do, even the bacteriums, the flus, the viruses. It explains everything in quite detail to the point where it's one of them ones I would show my kid this one day because this is very pivotal to information. It's one thing learning it at school, but seeing like an animation of it and actual like cells fighting each other with combat, you know what I'm saying, which piques the interest, well, of me anyway, because I'm an anime fan. But long story short, I just feel like the whole thing you learn in a way that is different to learning in school.
Yeah, it's a good point, man. When I was in school, they made learning very boring, man. Even now, working in schools, doing things in schools over the last few years and working with some of the most difficult individuals in the country, with the most traumatic experiences, with the most chaotic home circumstances, learning difficulties and whatever you can name it, I realized that a lot of the problem that they have with accessing education is with the lack of diversity within the actual material, the actual teaching materials and the styles of teaching.
The styles is really important. Everybody learns differently.
I look at the youths that I work with or have worked with. Let's give an example. I was a kid in school. I was always drumming, always making beats on the table, thinking of things in my head, creative. I wanted to be able to draw, but I thought I didn't have the ability. Also, I didn't really have the time to practice drawing and stuff like that, because I would see kids be sick at drawing, but then the only time that I had to practice drawing is when I was bored in class. You know what I'm saying? So it's all these kind of trying to find these creative outlets to express yourself, but then not having them. You know what I'm saying? Or them being deemed disturbing or destructive even at times, defiant, having ADHD or all them other things. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I was just trying to express myself creatively. Or even the problem of sitting down on the chair 24/7. It's abnormal, bro. Like, they were training you to sit down on the chair for like 5-6 hours straight. Like, bro, what I want if I'm like, bro, I need to move about. I need to be active, you know what I mean? When you have children like that, you have to find a lot of creative ways of continuing the education. I was teaching them something, they got distracted, they left the classroom. I followed them outside of the classroom. Continued it. They're walking around. I'm walking around with them, continuing it. They're going to the pool table. I'm going to the pool table. I'm using the pool analogy to engage them again. They go outside for a bit, come back in. So there's also like all these differences. And when you take something as stimulating as an anime to actually teach them real foundation in core subjects like biology, maths, physics, the ones that children typically have difficulties engaging with, it will be a game changer, fam. Like, I'm not going to say I would watch Cells at Work, and most likely I would straight away remember all these biological terminologies that they're using. However, imagine a teacher showing you that every episode and stopping it. See what I'm saying, bro? They stop it at the first bit, then they give you the analogy, then they break it down, then they give you the revision paper, then they make you draw it, then they utilize all these different tactics, and then the next lesson you watch another bit of the anime, and then, you know what I mean? Imagine.
I wouldn't even go that far. Like, you don't even need to do all of that. I feel like them stopping it, explaining it, and then asking questions is enough to like just keep going through that kind of process.
But the reason why I'm saying that they have to stop it, bro, is that when you're doing GCSEs, you need to understand what is going on. You actually need to understand the reactions that are taking place. You need the fundamental understanding. So like today, we're actually doing cell structure. So we're doing, you know, being able to identify the cell membrane, nucleus,
That's crazy.
all of that stuff. So,
What a coincidence.
I know, yeah, crazy. Animal cells and plant cells. So if they're doing that, you know, you can't just only just watch it and the teacher stop it, because these children need to be able to replicate it in an exam. You know.
I didn't just say stop it. I said like ask questions.
Yeah, but I mean, but obviously you was
More.
you need to go that far, because you was like you don't even have to go that far. But for some children, when they need to pass them exams, they have to go that far. This is how far. Like this is how when I'm looking at the anime, this is how it can actually be utilized as a actual teaching tool, not just as a, because that's what they used to do in school, and I didn't used to learn that way. And I'm giving an example of alternative children who didn't necessarily learn that way. Like when they would bring like one video, let's say they're talking about photosynthesis, they give us the book analogy and everything like that to try to teach us, and then they show us the video of it. And then after the video, we ask questions. Sometimes I need to stop the video, because as I'm seeing the video, it's giving me the visual aspect of it. So even if I saw it in the book, I wouldn't always be able to relate what I saw in the video to the book, because it might look a little bit different because of how maybe detailed I'm looking at what is presented in the video. Because you know, sometimes the textbook, it doesn't always look exactly like how a different textbook looks like, or how the image looks like on Google. So sometimes you actually need to be able to break it down, give them the analogy, and you know, all the questions that we deem as stupid questions. Give that the time, and then use the video as an actual resource. So I think if they did that with an anime like Cells at Work, I think legitimately it would be a game changer.
It would, man. I'm sorry, bro, but I have to take it off course, because while I was smirking is because I'm a fool for starters. But when you said photosynthesis, you know that sometimes there's words in your head that trigger something, a memory. Now I remember in school there's this guy, he used to get called pepper grain, because his hair, you know what pepper grains are. His hair is like, you brush that shit, but it still circles in your head, bruv.
Oh, man called him KD.
KD, bro. Yeah, bro. And he was having a cussing battles in class, yeah. And one man said, "Shut up, bruv. You need photosynthesis to grow your hair." Everybody died. Chairs falling. Oh, you know, all of that. It's not even that funny, but the way that,
it's funny. The way through them days, the violation, the silence, the delivery, everything would have made it crazy.
Yeah, but let's take it back to Cells at Work, yeah, because I actually want to say that we can even bring it into real life, because we're living in a rat race, which is Cells at Work. But I want to actually bring it back to like family ties, and say family ties is Cells at Work, because in the family unit you need someone to be the nucleus. The reason why I say that is, yeah, I remember my uncle dad, and to me, he was the nucleus. He was the one that was bringing us to other people and everyone coming together, and he was the host. Yeah, when he hosted something, everybody came. Yeah, it was lit. He passed away, family disintegrated. Nobody really speaks together no more. So that's why I say that Cells at Work is not just in biological body. It's all around us. Like, we can conceptualize it all around us. Like, we need a nucleus in the family. We need the cell wall, the cell membrane, things to function all together, to have to work in unison for a healthy kind of way of living.
You're saying like, the reason why that stood out to me, because you said you need somebody that is the driving force of the cell, which makes the cell actually operate.
You know, when you say things, you don't realize what you're saying, cuz. No, Big man thing, I'll say some real shit, yeah. But when you just dropped that to me, I was like, oh my God.
That's why I said, fam, this needs to be taped, because when you said that, I was thinking to myself, oh my God, my man, because you were using the nucleus, and the nucleus is like the brain side. But then when you said the driving force, you made me think of the what is it called, mitochondria, which is the power cell, the actual dura cell of the cell, fam. The actual where the energy. And in my head, a lot of times people think about the nucleus, the brain aspect of keeping the cell together. Some people don't think about the energy force that is needed, fam. They don't think about the effort, the effort that is needed. Like, people think, let's say, for example, during a gathering, because you use the analogy of your uncle, people think, oh, just to use your brain to think and to say, let me message these family members and speak to them, and I know how to get Anders to come to my house. I know how to get the...
You need to have the power, bro.
You need to have the power, fam.
No, everybody's coming if you're always...
Fam, you need to have the energy, fam. To be messaging people, to be seeing Wagwan, to be... Fam, it costs energy, bro. To keep your family together, to keep your household together, to keep your relationship together, to keep your life together. All these things require energy, bro. To create a community, bro. Like, fam, like, I've even been slacking. I created a micro community, and I've not even been able to uphold that to my own standards, because it costs energy that sometimes I feel like I do not have to daily or weekly maintain. How did these men used to do it? All these Martin Luther King, all these guys, how did they used to run major organizations, brother?
I'll tell you how. They had the community also. I feel like that's how. Well, you don't think so?
No. You was hitting me with something that is the truth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The community is the driving force to continue doing what you're doing. So even though that they are in the initial, this is something I learned as well. Yeah, the initial. Anyway, even though that they are the initial like driving force, you made me lose it, bro. This is crazy. You can't think.
I thought you was
Yo, you should just let me go, man. You should just let me go. When I'm in the flow state, bro,
you can't blame me. Like, even the real flow state, you have to keep being in it, fam. The anime displays in the beginning red blood cells. They almost use like a workplace environment to demonstrate the relationship that the red blood cells has with its environment. The body is basically the workplace. So imagine if you're looking at our chest now, our body, instead of seeing all of this, you're just seeing like an office, different buildings, different parts of our organs. There are different environments. With the red blood cells operating in a specific place, specific workplace, they get infiltrated, you know, there's a blast, there's an attack, bacteria come in there, and then you see how the body reacts to seeing the bacteria, how it fights the bacteria, how the bacteria tries to multiply itself, and basically what we've been taught in school in terms of biology, in terms of how cells try to clean up outside entities that try to invade their space and have a parasitic relationship with the body, and how the body heals itself, and how, you know, that whole process takes place. What is so interesting about the way the anime depicts this relationship is that work environment, that work relationship. So it's like when you think of us go about our business, but then we fulfill certain duties. You know, we go to work. I go to work. I help certain people from a psychological, mental standpoint. That is also a thing that a cell does in our brains. When it goes to like any kind of trauma that I'm going through, or any type of adverse life event that I go through, there is a chemical reaction that happens in my brain. So when I am processing it, or when I'm finding a way to unload this psychological load that I have, it's not just when we say it's a mental process, it's not just like a spiritual process. It's actually a biological process that happens. So that's why I really liked clinical psychology, because when we are trying to analyze all these type of mental health disorders and XYZ, we're not just only looking at them from a mental standpoint, we're also using ECG machines and to be able to see the chemical reactions that take place, to see if there's biological ways that we can help to deal with things. So that's why even for like certain mental health disorders or psychotic disorders, you have medication that works. So that these are all biological reactions that happen. So once again, using our body as this analogy of Earth and how we also just live life and fulfill certain functions in society, Earth itself is like an organism. And we almost function as cells for the Earth because we are also doing the same thing that cells do in our body. The garbage man cleans dirt. There's garbage man cells that we have. Building structures, the builders, building pathways, building railways, that's the same thing that we have. There's cells that create pathways that make sure our arteries are clean and aligned and build. If you break your bones, they build your bones back again together. Same thing what builders do in our society. So it's literally as if we're able to zoom into our body and have a camera in it and see what the lives are of our cells. Not only just about work and being inside, and obviously I had a lot of questions in terms of spirituality and thinking about, do our cells know that we exist? Do you think they know that they are in planet Jester? And if they know that their planet Jester is real, do they know that I am operating on a different planet? Or am I their planet? Am I their main organism? Like, do they pray to me? Same way I pray to God. Do they pray to me? Because they might not know God. They might only just know me and my insides. They don't know what's going on out here.
Wait, damn, that was filthy, what you just did.
You know what I mean? They don't know what's going out here. So, like, for example, if I eat, like now, you're not feeling that well. There might be a storm going on in your body. Natural disasters. Your belly is not operating well, the cough, everything. That might be a windstorm, whatever that's going on in your body. Every time you're coughing, it might be natural earthquakes creating. They're shaking. They say, God, oh my God, people's houses are breaking. When all these cells are being attacked and destroyed, that's them being killed. That might be terrorists. Your illness that you're having, the virus that's attacking you at the moment, that might be a terrorist that's attacking, shooting people, killing people. Do you think they have an actual awareness in terms of, how we have awareness because of our ego? Do our cells have an awareness of what they're going through? Or the question that Cells at Work explores in the anime, they show us what it would be if we can zoom into our body and see what the lives would be of those cells. And like I said to you, one of the things that made me think of that was like when I'm driving on the motorway. Like when I'm on the motorway, I always think about the fact that there's like 1 million people that are going past each other and they have no idea who it is. They don't care who the other person is. Like for some reason, sometimes I'll be thinking, where are you going? Like what's the purpose of your journey today? Does everybody have to go where I'm going? But they're also probably looking at my car and me thinking, where is he going? What's his rush? Where is he? Like, what's the purpose of his journey? Can't he stay at home? Even though we have free will and we decide where we're going to, we still fulfill functions for the society, for the earth, for Earth to keep Earth going. So even though we think we have free will and we have all this consciousness, we are still keeping the larger organism of the earth and the universe and whatever in the grand scheme of things. We keep that alive by our free will acts. I choose where I work. I choose what I do on a day-to-day. I choose who I date. Like, oh, my partner lives miles away. And I think, oh, because I just chose her, that my journey to her, as if that doesn't still aid the world. It still does. Because eventually when me and my partner get to have kids, we are multiplying the same way that cells multiply within our body. The timeline just feels different. We don't know at what rate cells multiply relative to their lifespan, because that matters in terms of how they experience their multiplication. It could be on the same rate that we multiply as human beings. Like, when they say, for example, dog's life is whatever, you have to do it times whatever to get a human life. You don't know what their relative experience is. Because I always used to think, even let's think about a cow and it's just on the field eating grass for time. I used to think, these niggas must be bored, fam. Like, all they're just doing is walking around, eating, walking around. Who knows what their experience is? Who knows? Maybe it's bare entertaining, fam. Maybe they got all the view of all the insects and they're studying the ground. Like, I don't know what their experience might be later than ours. We as humans have these complex that we believe that because we are so conscious and we can see other organisms who are less conscious than us, it makes us believe that our experience is A, unique, B, superior, and C, exclusive. We are not sure if that's the case. The cells that are in us, they might be as conscious as we are, but in us, having their own experience. Because how do you explain cells moving in and out of our body within their own command and operating our body the way we do? They might have their own autonomy. We don't know. They might have their own crib, house, and family and everything. This might be a motorway. Drive from my toes, go to my leg, see their mom, then go to the girlfriend's house, and go to the aunties, then go. Who knows? And that is what cells are. Because how do we know that we are not just one cell in one massive organism? Because we can also zoom out. We zoom out in the Earth, zoom out we're in the universe, zoom out we're in the galaxy, we zoom out we're in the Milky Way, zoom out we're in the Milky Way of Milky Ways. Bro, who knows that if at the end of all of that there is just another human being, like not human being, but another organism that's operating that we're praying to, saying it's God, but it's just me. Same way that the cells are praying to me because they don't know who I am.
Yeah.
And that relates to the example of your uncle, because you were almost saying like we are a figurative cell. And what you was describing was also like a cell within a community, within a family. Whereas where the uncle is the actual nuclei, and then everybody else
plays a part somehow.
Has their own function.
Yeah, but without the nuclei, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, and it disintegrates, and then because it doesn't always disappear. Like even if the cell breaks apart, that's the thing about life. It gets absorbed into different features. It's just not a unit anymore. Doesn't mean it's dead. It just means it's been, fragmented. That's why I brought the whole holistic view on the whole cells at work thing, because it's like, how far do you look? How close do you look? What matters? That's why sometimes when people think about, like when you think about you're stressing about bills and all of that, and then, I've seen a video that says, you look at you stressing out about your bills, and then it zooms out, continues zooming out to the galaxy, and then you're like, but what do you matter in this? What does the bills matter in the grand scheme of all these galaxy entities, Milky Ways, whatever? What are you stressing about?
That's what I'm saying, man.
Like how are we significant? That's another thing. Humans like to believe we're significant. In all these other Milky Ways and thingies, you think we're the only intelligent being?
It's all propaganda as well that's selling us these dreams that we need to do this, we need to do that. Because if we didn't have this structure, do you not feel like everything will scatter and somehow disintegrate because everyone's trying to live a fabulous life without some form of structure? So that's why there's like information on how to live, Bible, hierarchies to channel things. Yeah,
we said kind of like two things at once, because and I was actually hoping to get an answer from what I said. If you with the question I asked, I actually wanted to know if you feel like if we're the only conscious people on this galaxy. But I'll hold my question.
No, we can answer that.
Hold it. I'll hold that one. Not to say that you can't say it, but just because I've now formulated the answer to what you said in it.
Same.
So you mentioned the propaganda machine that kind of cultivates us to want more things, and then you also mentioned the structures in place to keep life going. It might both of them might work hand in hand, because consumerism also provides a society of innovation. I remember we were talking about adaptability. So as a society, for us to wanting to keep existing, as human race, we have to keep adapting and evolving and being innovative. So when you want more, when you have this phone and all of a sudden this phone doesn't become good enough, you develop a new phone and now you want a new phone. You wanting the new phone every time is going to keep making people make the new phone. And then for the new phone to keep on being there, we have to keep on being smarter. We have to keep on using more resources. And the goal of society, there's this thing called the 7 levels of society. Is basically showing the intelligence of species, and then it's ranked based on how well the species is able to utilize the resources within their own planet. And where we are as a society, we are on less, I think we're on like 0.3 out of 7 in terms of being able to use our own resources, because we can't even use all the resources on our planet. The way they rank it is that there's other societies, there's other species who are able to not only use the resources within their planet, also of other planets. Then you have those that can utilize their sun. Then you have those that can utilize clusters of suns. Then you have those that can basically extract the energy of their universe. So all of these levels, we haven't even attained it. We're still trying to fly to the moon and all these other places. There's other species that are already...
So they say.
But the thing is, the reason why a lot of these scientists or astrophysicists believe that that is more likely than not is because of an analogy that they used about like ants. Ants, they have sophisticated networks of... you need to look at it one day, or I'll show you. I can drop a picture of it, but I'll show you later on. There is a picture of an ant colony in the ground. They put like steel or lead, copper or whatever, they put it in the ground, in the ant hole. And then when they put it in, they then excavated the whole ground around it. And then you see a massive network of like, maybe like a mile of buildings and structures that ants have created that they're living in, like cribs. They've made their whole own society underground that we are not aware of. But we don't care about it because it's insignificant to us. If we try to talk and conversate with an ant, the ants can't even talk back to us because of our level of intelligence. So even though we are living in the same hemisphere, in the same consciousness, we can't actually be conscious with them because we're too intelligent. And that will be the same thing for the species that are more intelligent than us. We'll be the ants to them. That's why when you start seeing UFO stuff and when they talk about stuff like that, that might be like how the ant colony, they've built their whole network. All of a sudden we went outside mowing our lawns, then all of a sudden they say we're going to build an extension here so that we destroy their thing. They have no idea what happened. I'm thinking, what the hell has happened? This must have been a miracle. This must have been judged. This is a natural disaster. These times it's just another species that's more intelligent doing something and not even having any regards to them. You're not even thinking about them. You on your day-to-day, you don't even consciously think of an ant. And it's considering the fact that we cannot even utilize we only utilize such a low percentage of the energy and resources in our planet. That is the thing that proves that there must be, more likely than not, there will be other species that are going to be 10 times more. It's our ego that makes us want to believe that. Imagine the ants probably thinks the same. They probably think the same. They probably think, like, what is the proof that they understand that humans are superior to them? They don't give a fuck about us. They go about their day. They have their own organization, their own court of justice, their own prisons, their own hospitals, their own estate agencies that are telling them, you can live in this bubble, you can live in that bubble, all like bees. They have their own structure, they have their own everything. Yeah. So we are so ignorant because our ego is such an interesting thing. Our ego is the only thing that makes us different to other people. Our ego is like our barcode. It's what is our identity. And for the identity to live, it has to believe that he is special or she is special because he has to be different. Special doesn't mean good or bad in the way that I'm referring to it. It just has to be unique. And for us to continue believing that we're unique as human beings, as the intelligent ones in our perception, it will help us. It's comforting for us to believe that if tomorrow we found out, if tomorrow aliens were to come to attack us, all humans will be united to fight aliens. Because now we have a common enemy. Now, because we don't have it and we believe that the world revolves around us, we start looking for differences to be beefing on. And to find ways to make the other person look less intelligent and stuff like that. It's just a luxury that we have, but at the same time, it might be because we're dumb. You think aliens, when they look down and they see the amount of resources that we're able to use, and instead of us building the resources, where they're beefing each other and bombing each other and doing chemical warfare and nuclear warfare, or what they're doing now in Palestine, they'll laugh at us. They'll be like, these men are joke men, fam. These men don't even have constant electricity in certain parts of the place. They don't even have fresh water all over the place. They're still using these dead whips that's only going max 180 miles an hour. Fam, our thing, we can zoop, fam. We can teleport. Teleport, we're in the next thing. Us man out here still dreaming. So that's taking the cells work thing to a crazy level. But at the same time, I told you I had one analogy that I was gonna use that was gonna fly your brain from. Going back to the motorway situation, the motorway analogy. There's a theory of traffic. That there is no traffic. And I can't lie to you, every time I'm on the motorway and I see like there is a big traffic and there's a big queue, something always tells me that this is for no reason.
It is, bro.
This is for absolutely no bloody reason.
Especially with the new system, the smart motorways, man. These man just slap 60 or 40 for no reason, bro. They just want to slow things down. But you're going to say,
no, you're adding to it. And the crazy thing is, I didn't realize that what I always knew, because I always used to think one of the biggest reasons why people eventually start slowing things down might be also because certain junctions come in. You know, especially in junctions is when they try to slow people down. So because people need to exit the junction, people need to enter the junction. And the reason why they have to slow it down is because not everybody is as capable of a driver as everybody. And it's the incapable drivers that cause traffic. Because when you think about it, when you have this driver that is not confident driving 60 miles all the way on the right lane, all of a sudden there is traffic. Because now everybody that wants to overtake him can't overtake. The other person can't overtake. The other person can't overtake.
And he does not understand to move.
He might not even, the thing is, he might even feel pressured now because he's so backed up. He might feel even more scared. He or she might feel even more scared to move.
DVLA, come get this guy, bro. Yo, get him a bus license, a free one. Get him off the road.
But that is what causes traffic. Anytime somebody's in front of you and you try to, what do they call it when you go all the way to the bumper? When you're like driving all the way close to another person.
Bro.
That's it.
Yeah.
Done out. So whatever you call that, when you do, everybody knows what I'm talking about. When you drive all the way close up to a car, you are the one causing traffic. You, the person who's driving up to the car, are causing traffic, and you need to accept that. I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself, I have to accept that as well. Yes, you are the one that causes traffic.
Instead of just doing a zanga like that?
No. Instead of just keeping equal distance.
No. Because it doesn't matter, bruv. I refuse to believe me coming to the bumper is causing traffic, bro. If the driver who's driving at 60 has nobody in front of him and has several cars behind him, he's the one who's causing the traffic.
In that scenario, he is the one. But as soon as you have people behind you, you are the one that is causing the traffic. I wanted to show you that.
I'm bamboozled, bro.
I know, man. I was bamboozled the same way. Because now you have this whip now, yeah?
Yeah.
This whip is coming. Very big by small car, fam. This is my whip here. It looks like my whip, fam.
Yeah, Bugatti. Let's go.
This car is here now, yeah? It doesn't matter. For the purpose of this argument, it doesn't actually matter how fast this car is going. Even if it's going 60, because it will make sense now. Because the thing is, even if it's going the speed limit, on the outer lane, people are still going faster than the speed limit. Regardless of how fast. Even if we say 80, 90, I've gone 100 once. I don't even know if I should admit this on camera, fam.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly in my dream, I've gone 100.
Wait, what you say allegedly is done, bro. Man, I did in my dream.
I think I'm not even sure if it was. I'm not even sure if it was allegedly. I think I was dreaming it.
Yeah.
In my fantasy, I think perhaps because I didn't have the speedometer there. I was going 100. I was going 100. Bro.
So how do you know he's doing 100 with no
It felt like 100, bro. Because I was going significantly faster than everybody else that was on the motorway. And there is somebody heavily flashing me. Beaming me like, beam like, nigga move. Nigga move.
Wait.
Nigga move out of the way, man. Beam, flashing me, bro.
I want to pause here. I know you're going to land here, but the worst thing about that one is I've had it so many times. They flashed me. I was like, you know what? I say no more. I'm not going to be in your way. I move to the side. He goes past me, then he moves to the side. And then I'm just...
Dickhead, and then you overtake him again. Dickhead. I thought you wanted to be a boss, man. I thought you wanted to be that guy, fam. Keep going, fam.
Yeah,
you need to go all the way, bro.
I was like, fam.
The one that I love the most is the time when I've done it. I sped up until I knew the camera was coming. Came off it. The person didn't slow down enough. Flash. I was like, yes.
Yeah, that's a setup, bro.
Yeah, man. You just set me up, bro. Chill. And this is what I mean, like, yeah, you just set me up, bro. Because you know, like, if you're going fast and someone is flashing you, and you're fast, yeah, you're going fast, and you're overtaking other whips here. Sometimes you can't even move out of the way. You have to now speed up to actually move out of the way.
I refuse, bro. I'm gonna do things at my face.
And this is what I said to you, that the person that's speeding creates the traffic. Because now you're trying to maintain your same speed.
Damn.
You see, you've deeped it now. You're trying to maintain your own speed, regardless of whatever that speed is. He's now bumping to you, but because now he's bumping to you, the anticipated speed now makes the person makes him stop, makes the person behind him stop, makes the person behind him stop, and as everybody is stopping there because their perceived speed is not what it is, it causes traffic.
Okay, I only agree with you if the speed limit is 70 and man's doing 71 and that happens. Yeah, but if the speed limit is 70 and man's doing 60, he is the one who's causing traffic, bro.
And I hear you, but the way that scientifically you would stop traffic from being created is that as soon as somebody goes 60, everybody just has to adjust, keep equal speed, and continue going 60. That's why if the thing slows down, oh my God, everything makes so much sense. You know when the motorway then says 60?
No reason. Yeah, go on.
Even though for no reason, for us, no reason, it goes 60.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, people are going 30 or 20. Why is that? Because of the perceived risk. Somebody that is not a confident driver is going to see the 60, is going to assume something is going on there. Let me just slow down. And you don't want to slow down. So you're going to go in 50 miles an hour. Other person is going to say, fuck that 60, I'm still going 75. That's causing more cars to heap up in that same location. Whereas if everybody saw that 60 miles an hour and went exactly 60, even the not confident ones will just continue going in 60 like that. But we don't do that.
Yeah, that goes against free will, bro. What the fuck? Everyone doing 60. What is this about? But
that's what
I hate.
And that's what the signs are saying that to us. The signs are saying we now should be going maximum 60.
I do want to give you big ups for your perception, because it's completely different, and it goes into the conversation of being ignorant. Because what I'm doing right now is showing a level of ignorance, or is it ignorance, or arrogance, or
it is a bit of ignorance, but at the same time, bro, trust me. And this is what we're talking about upstairs about adaptability. Because when I watched it, I got triggered, same way like you. I kept on saying to myself, it is the guy going 60. And there's still parts of me that believes it's the guy going 60.
I 100% believe, but I understand where you're coming from.
It is the guy going 60 because the thing is, the guy going 60, for me to now want the society to work well, I have to now bow down to that person's will and also drive 60. That is my main problem. My main problem is I don't want to conform to the person in front of me for the sake of keeping traffic calm. I don't mind conforming to going to the left if I'm not fast enough. But that person that's in that lane doesn't want to conform of going out of the lane.
So is he not he's not essentially the one that is holding up traffic regardless of what you are saying?
Yes. And also, who am I then to say, because I'm part of the people who is okay conforming to go to the left, but not okay conforming to slowing down my speed to what the person is doing in front of me, to the people who don't mind conforming their speed, because the same people, they drive, for example, on the middle lane, their whole journey. I struggle with that, because if I drive in the middle lane my whole journey, I have to be keeping my pace based on the guy in front of me. Because there's a guy in front of me, there's a guy behind me, so I can't speed that guy up in front of me. I have to keep on slowing down, going fast.
That's the frustrating part. If you was able to keep a consistent pace, you
it would have been calm, innit?
Yeah.
But then you can't.
Especially with the autopilot thing. What's it called? Slap
Cruise
that
control,
on,
yeah.
Control, slap that on, it is what it is. But every time you have to slap brake and re-slap it, yeah, that's the problem.
It's like the society has to keep compensating for the less abled.
The net, sorry.
Inapt. It's the case, bro. It's the case. That's why, for example, people get vexed when I watch. Me and my partner, we love to watch Benefit Britain. People get so angry at them, fam. These fuckers they're not working and being in the system. We are working, paying our taxes. They're giving birth to 10, 20 kids, XYZ. For the society to work, we always have to compensate for people who are ineffective. I think what traffic actually shows is people who are not willing to compromise. And the great thing about that is that that's not necessarily even a bad skill. It's not necessarily a bad attribute. Why should you always want to compromise? The most prolific leaders tend to be people who don't compromise because they don't want to compromise for the outcome that they're looking for.
I don't think it's for people that aren't able to compromise. I think it's for people that are, not able to drive to the same level, or like there's levels in it. There's categories. There's par and there's above par and below par, and you have to find a level that works for the system to flow naturally. Just like when it rains, everyone just goes skedaddle, bruv. Like so on the motorway systems, when it's raining, they slap a 50 because not everyone can drive in the rain. You know what I'm saying? So it's that. I don't feel like it's compromise. There's very few people that are arrogant, and they know what they're doing, and they're like, they don't care. Yeah, man, I feel like it's more so the people that aren't able to drive to the standard that needs to be.
And I'm saying the people who choose to do that less, that choose to not be that smart that often, that would more often choose to just go 100 miles when it's raining, they're less willing to compromise when it comes to this motorway thing. I'm not saying they're just people in general that don't want to compromise. They might be more susceptible, maybe, I don't know. Maybe if they did a study and they found out that people who speed are in general less agreeable. I don't know. I don't have the figures. I will never make such a statement without the figures, without any psychological evidence to prove that.
The only thing I'll say is, like, I was speaking to someone 2 days ago. I met at a different workplace, and he was talking to me, general conversation, and he told me that, I was like, bro, why didn't you drive here? It would have been a lot better, because when you get off the bus, you have that long little walk. He's like, oh yeah, I got banned from driving. I was like, why? He's like, for drink driving. And then he's like, this is the second time. So
this is what I mean.
So
that's what I mean.
They won't learn even if educated, and they won't learn even if it's the hard way. So
that's what I mean, bro. That's what I mean. I know them same people, fam. Shout out to that person, because
he's got a good job as well,
Shout out to that guy, and shout out to one of my guys that's gonna watch this clip and knows that I'm talking about him as well, bro. I'm telling you, they'll get banned 4 times, bro. They can get caught. Don't get me wrong. Like, I've also had my time when it comes to catching certain things. So it's like, but once again, like I'm saying to you, like that part of me that cannot just for 3-4 years comfortably drive 65 miles an hour is the part of me that cannot. What's the word I've been using? I can't just
conform.
Yeah. I can't just conform to the rules that they've been given to me, fam. Say go 70. In the 3 years time, one day I'm gonna go somewhere and I'm gonna be like, let me go 75. Then I'm gonna say, let me go 76. Oh, this place looks like there's no cameras. Let me go 80. Let me go. This all happens in my dream. Anytime in my dream, I'm imagining all these things. And I'm thinking, it never happens when I'm on the road. This is all in my dream. And I keep saying to myself,
daydream.
Yeah, fam, this is... No. This is when I'm sleeping. It's when I'm sleeping, bro. There's no...
I was unconscious. There was no
vehicle. Even this car key was not in my hand, fam. The car key is in this jacket. The phone was next to me in bed. Those are the times I would sit and then I just cannot conform. I just can't conform. And I try it. And I say to myself, yeah, bro. Especially when you've just got caught in your dream, slipping, I'm like, yeah, for the next 3 years, I'm just gonna drive 65. I'm just gonna, stop, and I'm gonna drive like a GTA. You know, when you're a GTA, you're trying to drive like a normal citizen.
That is so funny. Imagine, bro, doing real life normal citizen driving in GTA.
Yeah,
I guarantee you man have done that as well. Like, I'm not even gonna lie.
100%. And the reason why I wouldn't do that in real life is because I am an NPC in real life. In GTA, I'm playing being an NPC. In real life, if you're just following the law and you're just abiding, you're an NPC. All the people that we are hailing, that's why all these people always get caught, and it's always like, since I've been born and I was watching the news, celebrities have been caught for criminalized actions. What does that mean? That they are all not abiding to the law. Every person is not. Boris Johnson was not. Nobody should try to come attack me about me talking about criminality, because the only thing that's criminality is what the government has deemed to be criminality. Criminality and morality are two different things. So if you're a criminal, don't necessarily mean you're morally bad. People do criminality all the time. So it's just not wanting to conform. They told everybody, stay at home. Don't leave your house. Your grandma is dying in the hospital. Don't go visit her. And they were there whining themselves. Whining in the House of Parliament, drinking, chilling, smoking, doing whatever, taking pills, sniffing. And they told you, man, can't be with your family on Christmas Day. They said you have to self-isolate distance, 6 meter distance when you're with your family. Do Christmas Day in the garden. Whilst they were violating us. So when it comes to us not wanting to conform, they make you normal citizens look like conformity is like such a bad thing, because they want to control us. They want to control you so that they don't have to conform. Everybody else has to conform to my idea and my mission so that I can just be free. So everybody low-key wants to be free. But for somebody to be free, other people need to be.
I think it's more than that. I feel like, in a holistic view, to be free, everybody has to conform. But I feel like it's more so to control the narrative. Everybody has to conform, which is not necessarily for their freedom, but it's just for their gain. You know what I'm saying? There's gain in the world. There's exploitation in the world. And to exploit things, you have to control the narrative. To control the narrative, you have to control beings and what they think. And, this will go so deep, because yeah.
That's the sense of freedom, because once again, freedom is subjective. I'm saying freedom is subjective. Like, to me, freedom might be financially free. For you, freedom might be you can do whatever you want to do, and you need the resources to do it. And then that's what you're saying about controlling the narrative. Bringing it back to the whole cells at work thing now. It's like even the body, in a sense, is controlling all the cells, all the organisms, so that the mind and the ego can be essentially controlling the narrative and be free. Our brain is the intelligence center, the CPU of the body. Sometimes things that the brain suggests is not in the best interest for the body. We know what we need to eat. We know how we need to exercise. We know what we need to do to keep ourselves fit. And our brain says, nah, fam. You see that thing there, bro? Yam it. You see that TV show? Keep watching it. Don't sleep. You see that cigarette pack, bro? Smoke the whole next one and buy another one tomorrow.
Nah, my boy. Sometimes it even tells you, bro, don't do that. It's not good for you, so...
Yeah, obviously, fam. Obviously, it's gonna have two ways, fam. Yeah. I'm talking in the sense of wanting you to do something. Even if it says don't do it, it's still wanting you to do something. So even if it's telling you to do the good thing, your brain is still a narrative. It's still the brain cells, the cells that are in the brain are still controlling other parts of the body to do what that brain cell wants it to do. So essentially, when it comes to like this world, when I was saying to you, for example, we need to be producers instead of consumers, it's almost the same principle, because it's like, what part of the body do you want to be? Do you want to be a brain cell? Do you want to be a blood cell rolling to the legs and us walking the machine, walking it and bringing it from place to place? You choose. What
part of body you want to be?
You choose. Crazy. I'd rather be a brain cell. I'd rather be in the positions where people are making hard decisions, and having to think, utilizing their mind. I'd rather be there.
100%.
And not everybody wants to be that, and then that choice is completely free to you. You don't have to do that. Like, this podcast is not shaming you if you don't have the same perspective or view that any of us have on here. This is just for individuals who have identified within themselves that, do you know what? I am actually somebody that views myself as a leader. I view myself as somebody that wants to make an impact on specific places. I want to be in control. That's another
Essentially,
thing. People sometimes don't want to admit it because they think being in control is straight away like a negative, you know, because of the negative connotation of wanting to. People just need to stop lying to themselves. So you want to be a manager just for fun. Like, even though your manager's style might not be one that is a controlling style, you cannot disagree with the fact that you enjoy, or parts of you benefits, even if it's not the word enjoy. Part of you benefits from the aspect of being in control of other people and influencing them. So if you want to be in control, you need to just admit that. You need to identify that within yourself, who you are, part of your self-awareness, and do something about it. So this podcast, thinking about cells at work, going deep, delving into the topics that we do in the way that we, you know, is so typical WYH style. Doing this on a day-to-day basis, using all these different analogies, using all these different animes, these different examples that we bring up daily to kind of identify this. We're doing this to trigger your mind. We're doing this to activate. We're doing this essentially to control, if you want that. That is the essence of the whole cells at work for me. Is that at the end of the day, you know, it's beautiful to see how all these processes happen, and you know, you can say cause and effect, and there's a lot of factors that you can't control. But let's not focus on that. Let's focus on what we can control.
Exactly. Yeah, man. I ain't got nothing to add to that one because that was a great segment.
That's it, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, guys. This was another episode of Whilst You're Here. I don't even think we dropped the intro properly, but...
Nah.
My name is Jester.
My name is Rupee Roop.
And this is Whilst You're Here. Whilst you're here, make sure that you like, subscribe, leave a comment, do whatever you can. Follow us on this journey, because trust me, we're going to be deep diving into some serious topics, like we always do. Sometimes we mix and mash certain topics, but we're going to have certain playlists of certain topics, so that if you want to educate yourself in terms of spirituality, or if you want to inform yourself about some of the topics that we're talking about, or some of the insights that we have, because we're just giving you guys tasters, just so that you guys can have an idea of what I go on, fam. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to go deep, and we want you guys to join us. Matter of fact, we want to be challenged as well. So when we say stuff like drop comments and stuff like that, we're not saying that because we want algorithm engagement. We're actually trying to build a community of like-minded people. We're gonna come here, sit with us here, and challenge and stimulate our brains, fam.
Bring your perspective.
You know what I'm saying?
Views. With facts, but yeah.
Yeah, and even if you're incorrect, calm. We learn and we develop. If we are incorrect, we stand
Same
corrected.
thing.
Yeah. Stand corrected. Bring your facts. We learn. We're not naive to believe that we have all the answers. But what we do have is a space where we're gonna try to find the answers. Where we're gonna talk about what we have in our brains and you know, investigate. Like we have this space. Like when I used to be more involved in church, I used to love when people used to describe the church as the people rather than the venue. The church is not just the building. The church is the people in the building, the gathering of like-minded people to look for the answer, to look for what is the light, the source. Who is God? Who is the Spirit? Who are we? What's my purpose? What's my body? What's my soul? All these questions is what we're trying to investigate and explore and try to find out, what is it really that we're here for? What is my purpose? I'm starting to identify it, and I feel like this podcast is part of the purpose. You know, it's creating that community of people where we sit down, put all our resources together to identify what it is that we're doing here, bro. That's essentially it. You know, so join us on this journey for real. Don't join us, matter of fact, if you don't want to. Like, sometimes we're gonna have jokes here, sometimes we're gonna bust jokes and make it entertaining, XYZ for you, man. But really and truly, this is an educational platform. Ofsted, if you man are watching this, roll this clip, fam. Roll this clip to all the schools, all the unis. This is what education should look like. If education looked like this for me, I would be engaged back in the days.
100%. Understanding the breakdowns of how things are going. Like, especially like, we normally get a picture perfect analogy of a breakdown, but we never get an analogy conceptualized just like this. So I feel like that's why it's also important to engage and come with us along the journey, because it's just going to get better, in my opinion. And if you don't, you don't. But we're gonna be there anyway, so.
You're like that, man. You're like that.
So.
And on the roads, we actually need you, man.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Like, I'm not gonna shy away from acknowledging that. We actually need you, man, to develop. Need you, man, to challenge us.
The community is important. The community is real important. So, man, I just in anything, a community is important for growth. I see that in life, I see that in churches. Because anybody can just disintegrate, disperse, fall away. But when you have the community to grab you back in and say, yo, where you going? Don't forget about this. That's how you stay along the purpose of your journey.
Yeah, man. And that's what we don't have. I'm saying, that's what Whilst You're Here is attempting to create. You know, yes, we have these podcasts. Yes, there's going to be a lot more things that we're going to do. And this is setting the foundations for these type of environments. So we want to make the space very clear, and we want to make sure that you understand what it is that we do and what type of environment we are facilitating. This is the type of organization that we want to create. If you are listening to this and this resonates to you, you want to help out, you got ideas, you should find ways that you have ways in your brain that you feel like can elevate this platform that we have. Don't be shy, man.
We're open, we're welcoming.
Yeah, man. We want to develop this thing, and we really want to, man. You guys, not even me, you guys are going to watch this clip back and you're going to be like, my man was onto something, these man were onto something. And
you know, like that.
Bro, I don't have anything else to say, fam.
Nah, bro. But whilst you're here, we enjoyed your company. And my guy, don't know when I'm going to see you again. It gets like that.
The rat race, we're going back to the cells at work. We're going to go back to work.
Yeah, man.
No.
Break it down, watch it. Break it down, watch it. Break it down, watch your head. Break it down, what's it?